Good morning, everybody. Today, when I was in the gym, I got inspired by the Mahabharata stories which I had read a while back, and I wanted to share that with this audience for few reasons. One, to rekindle your memories, because you might have heard these stories, Mahabharata and Ramayana stories, and I wanted to rekindle those old memories so that you can share that with your children and grandchildren. And secondly, if you know any great stories, please share it with us, reach out to us, and we'll call you to record the story. It'll benefit my generation and our children's generation immensely, as we need these kind of life lessons as we go through the day-to-day activities. The Mahabharata story I want to share with you is about perseverance. It is one story which has got two parts to it. One day when the Pandavas and the Kauravas, together with Dronacharya, they were having dinner. It was deep in the woods and it was quite dark, and they were having dinner with a small lamp around them. Suddenly a strong wind blew and the lamp got switched off. Everybody sitting around there stopped having dinner except Arjuna. Arjuna continued to eat. His hand would go on the plate, take the food, and it would go to the mouth to eat. And when his master Dronacharya asked, "Oh Arjuna, how are you eating your food?" He said, "Oh master, if I know how to eat my food when it's pitch dark, I know what I have to do. I have to go, my hand should go to the plate, pick up the food and to the mouth to eat. Then I'm also mastering the technique of shooting an arrow in the dark, because I know how to hold the arrow and I know where I have to shoot in my mind." That is the difference which Arjuna had as against everybody else. He was so focused on achieving that mastery in archery, nothing could stop him. Dronacharya wanted to prove this to all his other disciples because they felt that Dronacharya favored Arjuna. So what he did the next day is he set up a bird and a strong eye on the bird on a tree, and he called all his disciples and he said, "I want you to shoot the eye of the bird." He called Duryodhana first and asked Duryodhana, "Oh Duryodhana, what do you see? Tell me." He picked up the bow and the arrow and he said, "Oh master, I can see the tree, the leaves, the bird, and the eye of the bird." Dronacharya said, "Okay, you can keep your bow and arrow and go." Then he called Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira gave the same response. He then called Bhima. He gave the same response. He called one after the other. And his son Ashwatthama, who was standing there, was wondering, what is his father doing? Why is he doing this test? Then the last one left was Arjuna. When Arjuna came, Dronacharya asked him, "Oh Arjuna, what can you see? Tell me." Arjuna said, "Oh master, I can see the eye of the bird and nothing else." Dronacharya then asked, Can you see the tree?" He said, "No." "Can you see the leaves, the fruits, your brothers, your cousins, the entire forest?" He said, "No. The only thing which I can see right now is the eye of the bird and nothing else." Dronacharya then asked, "Okay, shoot the arrow, Arjuna." So Arjuna shot the arrow and it exactly hit the eye of the bird and it fell down. The main moral of the story is for us to achieve anything in our life, we need to have that laser focused concentration on what we are doing. If we want to achieve anything bigger than us, we need to have that focus and concentration and not get distracted by things which are around us, external things which are around us. It's very hard for our generation, my generation, to follow that. We are extremely distracted in this vibrant world. We want to do multiple things at the same time. We feel great when we do that. And our children's generation is even more, because they also have a higher access to technology than what we have at a very young age, and they're even more distracted. I'm not saying that is bad, but if you look back at our ancients who had cracked the code of living, I feel thousands of years back they had much more advanced technology than what we have. If you look at the Pushpaka Vimanas or the way they did the warfare. The question for us is, if we want to achieve anything bigger than us, we need to have that laser focus on one thing which we want to achieve to the best of our ability. If you look at the most successful people like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos, or even our own Ratan Tata, all of them had that focus of one thing which they wanted to build, and they gave their entire life dedicated towards building that. So this is the knowledge we need to get for ourselves and for our children. So please share if you know more stories on Mahabharata or Ramayana or Bhagavad Gita. Reach out to us and we'll come and record those stories. If you're all interested in these kind of stories, give a thumbs up. I could tell you about Yaksha Prashna, which is another favorite story of mine of Mahabharata, and more than happy to share that. It's very deep, and when I started to tell that to my son, he did not want to sleep till I asked all the questions which Yudhishthira answered when his own father Yama was asking those questions. So give a thumbs up if you want to hear more stories like this. At the same time, reach out to us if you want to share your stories.